Welcome to literary and jury charge practice. Let's start out with this article. It's actually from a little while back. It's from the NCRA magazine, and it's called Read Your Notes to Increase Your Speed by Margie Wakeman Wells. You may have heard of her. So I'm going to read this. Here we go. The way to increase your speed is to reduce your hesitation between strokes. The way to reduce your hesitation between strokes is to create a groove in your brain for each outline. The way to create a groove in your brain for each outline is to correctly write the word exactly the same way over and over. The way to determine that you are writing the word correctly is to check your outlines. The way to check your outlines is to read your notes. There is a direct correlation between reading notes and increasing speed. You lay down grooves in your brain for each word by the repetition of the correct outline for the word. If there is no groove for a word in your brain, there is no signal that can be sent to the fingers. There is hesitation. Speed lags. Each time you write the word correctly, the groove gets deeper. When the groove gets deep enough, the brain doesn't have to think about the outline. The fingers just follow it automatically. Thus, automatic writing. Automatic writing is fast writing, no hesitation. So how do you find out whether you are writing strokes correctly? The absolute only way to know how you are writing and what mistakes you are making is to read your notes. Have you ever had the feeling that you are writing really well on an evaluation only to check your notes and discover that they are unreadable, or the opposite? Feel bad when writing, looks pretty good when transcribing? There is at times a disconnect between the way you think you are writing and the way the notes look on the paper. Reading your notes on a regular basis keeps you in touch with the reality of how you are writing. We'll stop there, finish it another time, but some good advice there. All right, let's do a little jury charge practice now. Ready? The criminal court system is designed to provide a fair, speedy trial before a jury. A person's entry into the system begins at arrest. When a suspect is arrested, the first sign that the suspect is to be treated fairly is that the police must tell the suspect what his or her rights are. The police are trained to inform the suspect that he has certain rights that are granted to him or her according to the Constitution of the United States. The first steps in the criminal process are discovery that a crime has taken place and arrest of a suspect. The Constitution provides that there are a number of rights that the person has before the law. One of these rights that everyone has is the right to an attorney. Another right is the right to a speedy and public trial and jury. Another right is the right to confront witnesses. Another right is the right against self-incrimination. Before a person is questioned, the person is supposed to be informed of his rights. An important case decision is the Miranda decision that sets forth the principle that the person must be informed of his rights. The rights that a person is to be informed of: his right to an attorney and his right to remain silent. The officer or officers who are taking the person in for questioning must inform the suspect that he has the right to an attorney and the right to remain silent. These rights have been set forth for him in the Constitution. However, it is the Miranda decision that requires that the person be informed of these rights. We'll stop there for now. Do a little bit of practice from our Mr. Rogers book. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. When I was in college, I went to New York to talk to a songwriter I admired very much. I took him 4 or 5 songs that I had written, and I thought he'd introduce me to Tin Pan Alley, and it would be the beginning of my career. After I played him my songs, he said, "You have very nice songs. Come back when you have a barrel full." A barrel full of songs. That would mean hundreds of songs. I can still remember the disappointment I felt as I traveled all the way back to college. Nevertheless, that man's counsel was more inspired than I realized. It took me years to understand that. But of course, what he knew was that if I really wanted to be a songwriter, I'd have to write songs, not just think about the 5 I had written. And so, after the initial disappointment, I got to work, and through the years, one by one, I have written a barrel full. In fact, the barrel is overflowing now, and I can tell you, the more I wrote, the better the songs became, and the more those songs expressed what was real within me. So barrel full, that's one I guess I really probably haven't ever heard. So it's spelled BARRELFUL. So it is one word, barrel full. Barrel full of songs. And Tin Pan Alley is capital TIN, new word, capital PAN, new word, capital ALLEY. Tin Pan Alley. All right. So let's get back to our jury charge. Ready? A minor was given a traffic citation. A traffic citation is generally given for the least serious offense. In this case, the citation was given for what usually is considered a minor traffic violation. In this case, it was more than a minor traffic violation. In this case, it was considered more than jaywalking. Jaywalking is not normally considered more than a minor violation. In this case, the person was intoxicated. He was intoxicated in public, causing an accident to occur. In the criminal court system, a juvenile is to be given the same rights as an adult. A juvenile is to receive the same right to a fair, speedy trial. Because he was a juvenile, he had additional rights before the law. In a court of law, the individual actually has more rights before the law. In this case, the juvenile was arrested. He was arrested for more than a minor traffic violation. As with an adult, a juvenile may be arrested. When a juvenile is arrested, the juvenile must be afforded the same rights as an adult. He must be told by the police what his or her rights are. A juvenile may be treated in a special way. If the police apprehend a minor for violating a statute, the individual may be treated in a special way. In this case, the police officer arrested the juvenile for being intoxicated in public and for jaywalking. Normally, jaywalking would be considered a minor offense. In this case, he resisted arrest because he was intoxicated. In this case, the accident that he caused was so serious that he was treated as an adult. Normally, a juvenile is detained in a correction facility. If an individual is of a certain age, he will be heard in a special court called juvenile court. All right, let's finish up here with a few more sections of from the article Read Your Notes to Increase Speed by Margie Wakeman Wells. Okay, ready? In addition, you need to work on your problem areas of writing. Maybe you drag final L into a final T stroke. Maybe you hit initial KH instead of KL. Maybe you mix up this and that, or is and a. You discover these problems only when you read your notes, and then you set out to fix them. You drill them. You focus on them. You bring them up to the conscious level while you are writing. As an additional benefit, as you are reading your notes, you are also deepening those grooves for the outlines in your brain. Thus, reading notes becomes an effective, almost equally good alternative to writing on your machine, with two really important advantages. You can take notes with you while you are waiting to see the doctor, while you are waiting for your kids' game to start, while you are standing in line endlessly at the bank. Read notes. Take them everywhere. You are practicing. Good advice. Thank you. That will conclude our literary and jury charge practice.